focus on specifically the 7, sharp 9, sharp 5. First step I always like to explore is the two-hand, pianistic, fully spread triad over shell voicing and get it onto the fretboard. Okay, these are our 3 most advanced, physically challenging voicings, but they're the best starting point in my opinion. It opens the ear and it gets us thinking triads and shell voicings. So we have C major triad over E7 shell. We're going to take this format and just slide it over to the fretboard. C major triad on the top 3 strings, E7 shell on the bottom 3 strings. C, E, G, E, G sharp, D, root 3rd, flat 7th. Here are our 3 C major triad shapes. C, E, G, E, G, C, and G, C, E. I always like to start with an E chord so that we can cheat a little bit and use the open 6th string. Okay, so we get an E string, there's the root, D, G sharp, root, flat 7, major 3rd. When we invert, we're going to jump up to the root, G sharp, D. Okay, so here are our 3 fully extended two-hand pianistic voicings. C major over the shell voicing. I need to bar down my middle finger to get this to happen. So this is index, ring, middle, pinky, middle. I'm barring down the 5th fret on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th string. And there's a nice fat E7 shell, C major triad. Okay, then we're going to move up to the next inversion, C major triad, root 3rd, 7th. If you can reach this, this is the exact replication of the Bill Evans style pianistic voicing onto the fretboard. C major, root 3rd, 7th. It's a little bit of a stretch. It can be done. I don't have gigantic fingers. Try this first. If you can't make it, you can cheat a little bit. Just add the octave of the C note in the C triad and put it over that 11th fret G sharp. Physically, much easier, but notice that we're doubling the C note and the E note, so we're doubling 2 pitches, which is less than ideal, and we don't have the D note, which is the flat 7, in this harmony anymore. You can still hear a 5-1 progression. Okay? It's just not quite a perfect representation of what a Bill Evans style post-bop piano player would be doing executed on the fretboard. The last one is quite easy. C major, E dominant 7 shell. Again, I'm using my middle finger to bar down a couple of the middle strings. Okay? All of these should sound familiar. You've probably heard Bill Evans, Jim Hall. Listen to any great jazz recording, you're probably going to hear this sound somewhere in it. Dominant E7 resolving to A minor tonic. Remember, we're primarily focused right now on opening our ear to the sound of this fully extended voicing and getting our mind to look at the fretboard this way and think about triads and shell voicings, because that's going to be the magic key that's going to unlock all of the doors for improvisation and guitar-friendly voicings. Okay? If you want to play these in a group and you have a bass player, you don't really need the root note. These are all perfectly legit, rootless variations of an E alter dominant. When you have the bass player behind you, give you perfect execution. If you're playing solo guitar or there's no bass player and you really want the sound of a root note in there, remember you can play the root and then fill in the rest of the voicings. You can move it through the circle of fifths. I'm just taking this voicing and moving it around. You can do that with any of the 3 voicings, but they are challenging. Once you get the sound of it in your ear and the concept of a C major triad over an E7 shell, let's jump forward to the next video. We're going to start simplifying it down, making it more guitar friendly, talk about improv, talk about easier voicings.